Hi, my name is Kristen and I am a recovering addict. My clean date is April 16th, 2017. Overlook my wet hair today. I've been kayaking with my family, which is something that I couldn't enjoy before I got sober. It's something you never would have seen me out doing. But now that I'm sober, we try to get out and do family things together. And these are the times I look forward to the most, or going out and doing things with my family. Those things mean the world to me. I wrote a letter. You'll also see a letter from my daughter that she wrote to me for my 2 years clean. She is 15 years old, so she lived through addiction, the worst part of addiction with me, sadly for her. But it did help her grow into the person that she is today, and I am so thankful for that, because she is such a smart, beautiful young lady. I also wrote a letter touching my background, a little bit of how I became an addict. I want to share that with you. And like I said, it's in a letter form, so I'm going to read that to you today. It starts with a choice. For me, it did anyways. In 1999, I smoked weed and started doing motion sickness pills. I would do about 20 at a time of motion sickness pills. I used drugs to fit in at first. In 2001, I got prescribed Adderall, Xanax, and pain pills. I chose to abuse these drugs. Never did I dream that I myself would become an addict. In 2007, I went through a divorce and I lost myself with alcohol. I lost my home and my daughter and I moved back home with my father. In 2013, I was in a horrific car accident where I was life-flighted. It was not my fault. I lost my tricep in my left arm. There's still a pretty massive scar there. It comes clear around. Where I lost my tricep in my left arm. I took a very hard hit to my head. I had over 200 stitches in my arm and 13 staples in my head. I was in a wheelchair for 5 months due to a right broken ankle and 2 torn MCLs in both knees. Plus, they had to do a skin graft off my leg to cover up the wound on my arm. I was in and out of physical therapy over the next 2 years. That year, there were a whole lot of hydros, oxys, Percocets, and that led up to Roxys, and a whole lot of pain. Emotional pain was the worst. I couldn't numb myself as hard as I tried, so I numbed and I numbed and I numbed. My addiction turned into living out of a vehicle, mostly running trips to Pittsburgh to re-up on oxys with my best friend. At this point, I suffered with mentally, emotionally, and physically abusive relationship with my ex. A 12 years of physical abuse. Very abusive relationship. I had caught him shooting up several times, which I was completely against at this point in my life. In 2016, I was still heartbroken from this breakup, and I couldn't understand why he just couldn't stop shooting up for me. I was at a low point, and a buddy of mine had a needle, and he was shooting up around me. So I wondered, in my mind at that point, it had lingered through my mind of why my ex couldn't quit. So I bought that clean needle, and I wanted to try it. I needed to know what the big deal was of this. Why couldn't he just stop? I thought I would try it one time. That's what I told myself. I wanted to try it one time just to see what it was like, and then I was going to be done. And I was going to put it down, but I didn't. That wasn't the case. I got to the point where I was shooting at least a half a gram of meth in every shot. I'm talking my hair would tingle, my eyes would shake, my ears would ring, and I would get this warmth taking over my entire body. It was like an oh shit, I might have done too much this time kind of shot. A year and a half later, there I was, still sticking a needle in my arm. I couldn't get out of bed without shooting methamphetamines. I couldn't do anything without methamphetamine. I died while I was alive, and then that is the worst pain imaginable. I wasn't picky about the drugs that I abused. My addictions included just about anything that I could get my hands on. Though I have been addicted to them all, the one drug that took my soul was methamphetamine. I'd sometimes sit in my room and I'd start talking to people, only to look up and realize that there was absolutely no one there with me. And that's a really scary feeling. But people can heal. They can change. They can forgive. It is not easy when a choice kills you, but we all make choices. Nobody forced me to do any of those drugs. I only knew that it took the pain away, and that was all I needed. But today, I choose to live. My life today is consumed by recovery. Every aspect of my life is helping others and living this way of life. A way that is so much better than the one that I previously lived. So much better. When I think about where I've come from and the sadness that I have experienced in my past, only one thing comes to mind, and that's God's grace. Over the past 2 years, I have come to learn so much about myself and the woman that I've become. I love my sober life, and I vow to fight this disease known as addiction. If you are struggling, please, I ask you, please reach out. I will help you in any way that I can. April 16th, 2019, I had 2 years clean, and like I said, I was an IV drug user. We can and we do recover. You know, your family loves you, and they're waiting for you to come home. We have lost so many lives to this disease. Families have lost mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters. Please know that there is help, and all you have to do is reach out. I will take your hand and help you in any way that I can. Again, my name is Kristen Turner, and I am a recovering addict. Thank you.